I'm John from Bucket List Travellers, and today I'm going to try and make a cerdo relleno, which is stuffed pork, and it is a typical Nicaraguan dish for Christmas.
We're also going to make Valencia Rice. Both dishes are Christmas traditions around the world in Spanish-speaking countries.
It's going to be very interesting to see how I go, and I'm going to go through all the steps. To start off with, I have to prepare the outside of the dish, which is the Lomo de Cerdo. So that involves marinating the pork overnight. Right now it's the day before Christmas Eve, so I'm going to be preparing it now. So the recipe that I'm adopting is the one from Maria Lopez, who's a very popular Nicaraguense YouTube food vlogger. I'm going to make a few changes. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the dish, but well, only time will tell. So the ingredients that we have here to begin with are, firstly and most importantly, the Lomo de Cerdo, so this is the pork, and to marinate we've got some white wine. Now Maria's recipe had red wine, but I'm also being economical here and going to use some of this for Valencia Rice, which is also very popular at this time of year. And we have salt, we've got pepper, and we also have Naranja Agria, which is I think it's a more sour type of orange. So this is used for the marinating, which is interesting. And finally we have garlic as well. Okay, next let's look at the Lomo de Cerdo. Lomo de Cerdo. I did ask at the shop for them to open it up. I'll cut it open, but it looks like that hasn't been done now. I've got to cut this open, and I reckon I am going to butcher it, and Jay's actually better at cutting this stuff than I am, so we're going to do a swap shop.
I'm going to cut it on a third at the top to open it up one way. Okay, so that's the first little bit. I'm going to cut it. This is probably less than a third, but I guess the good thing is there's just two of us, so if we stuff this up, we can just cut bits off and have them for later. Might discard that for later. Actually, that could go nicely in the rice, maybe. Not the most graceful, but I think we're getting there. If you can get your butcher to pre-cut it, that's gonna save a lot of hassle. I think that's okay. Okay, so I've got my pork here. Hopefully I haven't butchered it too badly, but then we need to marinate it overnight. So put it in here, and then we've got our 3 squeezed oranges, and then we've got garlic, so we've already grated that garlic. And then we need the salt and the wine.
Okay, here we have Don Simon. This is wine from Spain. It was also the cheapest we could find on the shelf. What was it, 220 Cordobas? Yeah.
167.
Oh, 167, yes, that's right. Yeah, we found it.
And the pepper, salt.
Okay, so now we've got that all ready to go. We're going to chuck it in the fridge and leave it for 24 hours. So same time tomorrow, and we'll finish the rest. So let's transition. Okay, now it's Buena Noche or Christmas Eve, and it's time to prepare the Lomo de Cerdo. Okay, so we've got the lomo out, so it's been marinating all night. And we've also prepared the filling, which is going to go inside the lomo. So we've got some veggies here. And here we have the relleno, which is the stuffing that we're going to put inside the Lomo de Cerdo. We didn't make this, we got it from across the road actually. You find around Christmas time, as with most times of the year, people make food out of their home to then resell. So we were quite lucky that we found this just across the road for, I think it was 180 Cordobas for £1. How much is that? That's about $5-6. Okay, so what we're going to do is lay this out, put the stuffing in, and tie it all up with string. Let's see how we go. Use fingers. And, okay.
Yeah, stuffed up the cutting a little bit. So we're loving this open air kitchen. It's really good having something like this in Central American countries in particular because it's so hot here otherwise. Having it outside means that you're not trapping the hot air in your house, which is good. But a downside is you get a lot of mosquitoes, which tend to congregate around our feet. So we've started using mosquito coils, just putting them on the floor when we cook, and that really helps keep the mosquitoes at bay.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is just spreading out the relleno. So what I believe is in here is more cerdo, so more pork, and mixed in with olives in there. We've got some raisins. There might be pineapple, but we're not sure. There's probably some garlic and some other condiments in there.
When we were asking one of our Nicaraguan friends about this dish, she was saying that the relleno is the consistency of peanut butter. And I didn't quite get what she meant, but now that I see it, I understand.
Yes, it's the smooth peanut butter.
Doesn't taste like it though.
No.
And don't have it raw.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you can have it raw because one of my Nicaraguan friends said that you spread it to put on sandwiches. So I'm not sure. It could be like a pate.
Oh, okay, right.
But I'm not sure. So if you know, let us know in the comments. Okay, so the ratio of stuffing to meat is 1 to 2. So there's 1 pound of relleno for 2 pounds of pork loin. Okay.
It's looking good.
Yep, so far so good.
Okay.
So next we're just going to lay the veggies out. We've got some pineapple that I've prepared a bit earlier. Should make it nice and sweet.
Colourful?
Yeah, very colourful.
Yeah, I'm liking all the vegetables in this dish. Just don't overstuff it or you won't be able to close it up.
Okay, so here we go. Turning it over. Maybe I do this side as well. Yeah, more or less.
More or less. I think you're supposed to have a bit of overlap, ideally, but anyway, we'll see how we go like that. So once all the fillings go in, we need to tie it up, roll it up and tie it up. I couldn't find any twine in the supermarket. Trying to explain what I wanted without knowing the word in Spanish was a bit difficult, but they said they didn't have it, so we're improvising with just some thread, so hopefully that'll work.
Yep. Okay, so I think we've mangled this, but not all is lost. It's still sort of together.
It'll taste good, I'm sure.
It's still good. It's still good. And now I need to move this in. Oh God. Yes.
Yay!
Yay! We got it in the pan.
Okay.
Now, should we chuck?
Yeah, just chuck all the rest of that on it.
So this will just
A bit.
be a bit rustic.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to pop it into the oven. While we're waiting for the pork to cook, we're going to start cooking our Valencia rice. In the Valencia rice, we have a range of veggies, and then we're also going to have some pork in there as well for good flavour. Okay, in addition to the veggies, we're going to have some garlic in there at some stage, and also some lemon, and there's going to be some white wine in there as well, and there's one more ingredient. Oh, the rice! Can't have rice without rice. To start making the rice, I'm first going to put it in water for 10 minutes just to soak. I'm going to use some butter to put the onions in.
Capsicum.
and the carrots. Garlic goes in now. So I'll stir that occasionally, heat that up for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to cook the pork, so I'm going to put a bit more butter in. Now I'm going to put the rice in and stir it around for a couple of minutes so it goes a little bit golden. Okay, now that the rice has gone a little bit golden, I'm going to put the rest of the ingredients in now. Roughly a cup of tomato sauce, a cup and a half of stock. So I've just used the pan juices from the cerdo, half a cup of white wine, and the juice of a lemon. Okay, now I'm going to leave that for the rice to absorb all the juices. Okay, so it's been 2 hours, so here's the finished product. Ta-da! Oh, it's hot. Okay.
Looks nice.
So it looks okay. Nailed it. Now we have to rest this for half an hour. So we'll finish off this rice in the meantime. Okay, here is our Buena Noche feast. So we've got the Cerdo Relleno, the Valencia Rice. We've also got some garlic bread, and we've got some potato salad, which is a favourite back home. And we've just got a nice greenish salad to balance things a little bit. And we've got a punch. Now, this is a fruit punch concoction that we came up with using Fanta Roja, or red Fanta, which for some reason it's not in Australia, or we haven't noticed it in Australia, but we love it here. It's great.
We've got a selection of desserts. So we've got some cake. We got some cakes from the local bakery and gingerbread, and we have some Sopa Borracha.
With the Sopa Borracha we got from our neighbours next door, they make them en masse for Christmas. And they gave them to us as a Christmas present, which was really nice. So a big thank you, Senora Jenny. Muchas gracias.
Okay, ready to dig in?
Let's try it. Okay, so I'm gonna try the cerdo first. It's cooked. That's good. That's a start.
Don't want to get food poisoning for Christmas.
Yeah, so the stuffing's interesting. It really is like a spread. I was expecting it to harden in the oven, but it hasn't. It's still nice. It's really nice.
It's really tender, and I really like having the vegetables inside. I think that is a nice touch.
Balances things.
Okay, shall we try the Valencia rice?
Yep.
I think the rice probably needs to be cooked a little bit more, to be honest.
Yeah. I probably didn't nail the rice. But it tastes okay other than the texture.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavour packed in.
Not a complete fail.
So we hope you have a very happy festive season.
And all the best for 2021.
We are Bucket List Travellers.
See you later.